A handshake between two Asian leaders in Beijing. Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Chinese President Xi Jinping. Theirs is known to be an ironclad, all-weather friendship. Well, that may still hold true for the combined nuisance value they bring for India, but it surely doesn't when it comes to money matters, or loans lent by China to Pakistan primarily to enhance its own strategic goals. It's like China telling Pakistan, wake up and smell the coffee, service the loans we gave you, and secure our nationals from terror attacks on your soil before asking for more money. So what is the basis of this assessment, you might ask? Has there been any casualty of such pragmatism in the China-Pakistan equation? And if yes, what? And where is this headed? Could the China-Pakistan ship of strategic friendship sink in the ocean of debt and mistrust? Hello and welcome to Connecting the Dots. I'm Unman Bhattacharya. Let's connect the dots of how brute economic and security realities are taking the wind out of the sails of what was once touted as the flagship project of China's Belt and Road Initiative, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, or CPEC. Shehbaz Sharif was in China in June. But even before he could step foot in China, look at the skepticism with which the main purpose of his visit was greeted by commentators in Pakistan. On all the talk by Shehbaz Sharif on the second phase of CPEC, they said any such noise is wishful thinking. So what happened to a project launched with so much grandeur in 2015? To understand that, let's first see what CPEC is. It is a 3,000-kilometer Chinese infrastructure network project under construction in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Its stated aim is securing energy imports and trade boost for China and developing infrastructure for Pakistan. Under it, modern transportation networks were to be built to link seaports in Gwadar and Karachi with northern Pakistan and further into China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region by land. Originally valued at $46 billion, the value of CPEC projects was worth $65 billion as of 2022. And how has its implementation been? Smooth? No, far from it. In fact, progress on many CPEC projects has been slow, and many CPEC Phase 1 projects are either incomplete or yet to be started. Let's now see what was agreed in Beijing. Shehbaz Sharif got a reality check there. He went to China hoping to land more big-ticket energy and infrastructure deals, but had to leave nearly empty-handed. Earlier in May, Islamabad had requested for an additional $17 billion of China-funded energy and infrastructure projects. And even before that, in March, Pakistani officials had claimed that an upgraded version of the multi-billion-dollar agreement, CPEC, would be formally launched in Beijing. But during Shehbaz Sharif's visit, the Chinese response was lukewarm. This was what was achieved. In the 32-point joint statement, there was only a vague mention of an upgraded economic cooperation deal. Pakistan managed modest gains only, such as China agreed to advance the Mainline 1 railway project in stages. This one aims to improve Pakistan's railway infrastructure between the southern port city of Karachi and Peshawar in the north in 3 phases. But China agreed only to the first phase. There was also a deal to upgrade a portion of the Karakoram highway that connects Pakistan with China through mountainous terrain, which is closed during winter due to heavy snowfall. So no new major announcement was made. And what should one make of it? This is a signal of declining Chinese interest in CPEC. CPEC 2.0 is a non-starter. And why has China become cold towards CPEC? For two reasons. One, Pakistan's dire economic condition. And two, terrorist attacks on Chinese workers working on CPEC projects. Do you know that Pakistan had recently asked for restructuring of more than $15 billion in power plant debt owed to Chinese energy producers operating power plants in Pakistan? This surprise request came as Islamabad negotiates a $6 billion to $8 billion bailout with the International Monetary Fund. China knows Pakistan is a financial black hole and putting more money there may not be commercially viable. Another aggravating factor is security. There has been a string of deadly terror attacks on Chinese workers and CPEC projects. In March, terrorist group Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan or TTP attacked a convoy of Chinese nationals traveling from Islamabad to the Dasu hydropower project site in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. 5 Chinese nationals were killed. Pakistan has now had to commit to ensuring their safety, but there is a catch here. Beijing is not impressed with Islamabad's efforts to protect Chinese nationals and CPEC projects, even though Pakistani law enforcement agencies have completed their investigation into the Dasu terrorist attack. Neither it is satisfied with the performance of the new 12,000-strong Pakistani army and naval units that were created in 2016 to protect CPEC projects. Beijing had even asked Islamabad to allow it to deploy its own personnel to provide security for the 1,200 Chinese workers in the country, but Pakistan did not agree to this demand. China now wants Pakistan to carry out a large-scale anti-terrorism operation similar to the 2-year-long Operation Zarb-e-Azb that was launched by the Pakistani Armed Forces in June 2014 against terrorists that have been targeting Chinese nationals there. This operation had cost the Pakistani military $1.9 billion. The truth is that cash-strapped Pakistan cannot afford another large-scale anti-terrorism operation along the lines of Zarb-e-Azb. To tell you more about Pakistan's economic dire straits, in June last year, it managed to avoid a sovereign default when it secured an IMF bailout. And at the end of April, Pakistan's external debt obligations stood at over $130 billion. So how does India view CPEC? Well, India's position has been consistent. It says some of the activities and projects under CPEC are in India's sovereign territory under forcible and illegal occupation by Pakistan. And so India opposes and rejects any moves by other countries to reinforce or legitimize Pakistan's illegal occupation of these territories as they impinge upon India's sovereignty and territorial integrity. So what happens now? It looks unlikely that the Chinese would continue to have a commercial interest in Pakistan after all the difficulties their investments have run into so far. Chinese interest now is in safeguarding the commercial viability of their existing investments and in securing Chinese nationals in Pakistan, nothing more. So expect no big investments, but don't expect China to completely withdraw from cooperation with Pakistan either. China will most likely maintain the facade that CPEC is working. And so, CPEC could continue to be a major enterprise, but only in rhetoric. Time for a breather on connecting the dots. the world comes together to celebrate the International Yoga Day. We delve into that next. Nestled in the majestic Himalayas, the Dal Lake in Srinagar enhances the enigma of Kashmir. And imagine you performing yoga in this spectacular setting. Sounds good, huh? Well, that's exactly how India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi celebrated the International Yoga Day. He performed yoga on the banks of the Dal Lake. The world is celebrating International Yoga Day, a day dedicated to raising awareness for yoga's amazing benefits for both your body and mind. Now here's another interesting fact. June 21 coincides with the summer solstice, the longest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. This date holds special significance in many cultures and is considered auspicious in yoga traditions. On 27 September 2014, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi proposed the idea during his speech at the United Nations General Assembly. The proposal received overwhelming support. And on 11th December 2014, the UNGA officially declared June 21 as International Yoga Day. The declaration was endorsed by 177 countries. Remember last year's celebration? Prime Minister Narendra Modi performed yoga at the iconic North Lawn of the UN headquarters in New York. While yoga poses or asanas we all know are immensely effective and helpful, yoga is actually much more than that. Here's what an expert says.
Yoga is a science of living. People think yoga is asana, but asana is just one part of yoga. There are 7 more steps, and all these 7 steps are talking about mind. Mind supersedes body. If mind is disturbed, body is going to get disturbed. Yoga talks about management of mind, management of emotions, management of intellect. So it gives the definition that balanced state of mind is yoga, excellence in work is yoga, complete mastery over mind is yoga. These are the definitions of yoga. So try and live a life in such a way that we have full mastery over mind. Because mind, if not controlled, can bring all sorts of diseases, all sorts of problems in life. And so learn to live healthily, happily, and enjoy life.
The origin of yoga dates back 5,000 years. There's even evidence of yoga being practiced way back in the Indus Valley civilization. Several seals and fossils from the Indus Valley civilization dating 2700 BC were found with figures performing yoga sadhana. This suggests that yoga was known and practiced even in those early stages of civilization. In Hindu mythology, Lord Shiva is often referred to as the Adi Guru and is credited with introducing yoga to humanity. According to legend, Lord Shiva shared his knowledge of yoga with Saptarishis or the 7 sages, who then passed it down through generations. The earliest recorded mention of the word yoga is in the ancient Indian text, the Rig Veda. The ancient Hindu texts The Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita also mention yoga as a way to achieve spiritual growth and self-realization. The physical postures and breathing techniques that we associate with yoga today were developed later, around the 10th century CE, by Indian sage Patanjali. The word yoga itself comes from the Sanskrit word yuj, which means to join or unite. This union refers to connecting your mind with your body and ultimately your individual self with the universal consciousness. Yoga has evolved into a global phenomenon, spreading to Western societies. Much of the credit goes to Swami Vivekanand and Paramhans Yoganand. Even the English rock band The Beatles played a part in yoga's journey to the West with their exploration of Eastern spirituality in the 1960s. BKS Iyengar is another influential figure in bringing yoga to the world. He appeared on several television shows in the UK and the US, showcasing his remarkable flexibility. In 1963, he shared the stage with renowned violinist Yehudi Menuhin and David Attenborough, introducing yoga to a wider audience. His influence was further recognized in 2004 when Time magazine named him one of the 100 most influential people in the world. Now, yoga is a total game changer for your physical health. Regular practice can help boost flexibility, strength, and balance, while also improving circulation, digestion, and immune function. Yoga even helps reduce chronic pain and inflammation, making it a great option for people dealing with conditions like arthritis. Plus, yoga's focus on deep breathing and relaxation can lower blood pressure and heart rate. It's like a natural detox for your body. But the benefits don't stop there. Practicing yoga contributes to your mental and emotional well-being. By teaching you to be present and focused, yoga helps calm the mind and reduce stress and anxiety. It even helps improve mood and cognitive function, making it a great tool for managing depression and anxiety disorders. On top of that, there's a great sense of community that comes with practicing yoga with others. So whether you are looking to improve your physical health, mental clarity, or just need some quality relaxation time, yoga has something to offer everyone, from head to toe and heart to soul. So what are you waiting for? Take a deep breath and find your island of inner peace. Well, that's all in this edition of Connecting the Dots. This is Munmun Bhattacharya signing off. We'll see you next week with more raging issues. Until then, goodbye from all of us in the Delhi newsroom. Take care and stay safe.